Welcome to another episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, an ongoing video series where every other Monday I put up a new vid taking a look at something from the world of anime that I want to chat with you about. Sometimes it's a deep dive on a particular subgenre or a topic that I'm just interested in covering. Other times, maybe I'll be helpful to you and you will watch this, and it's not just a recommendation of an anime you want to check out, but like in this particular case, it's how to find anime in 2023. This is honestly sometimes very difficult. Not just knowing what's coming out soon, but also how to find old things, how to find them on streaming services, particularly. Because, like, you just go to Right Stuff or you just use Google or Amazon, you can find old DVD or Blu ray or something, but it's harder, especially with social media the way it is currently. Difficult to find information. And I did a previous video of this, I'll link it in the show description, where I got into talking about using the calendars for Crunchyroll and High Dive, but unfortunately, because .moe, which was the service I used the most, a website I used the most, that doesn't update anymore, and the old information that's in there sometimes is inaccurate, so it's harder. So some people will ask me like, hey, I want to watch Cowboy Bebop. How do I do that? And there's a bunch of ways to watch that. And I want to tell you the legal way to do that because I'm an adult. So it can be hard and you want to share that information. So we're going to look at a couple websites that I use to try to track anime, both old and new, and we'll go through it and I'll give you some examples, and maybe you'll find something here that you like. Let's switch over to another screen. Okay, first things first, let's take a look at a website I use to find anime that is upcoming or seasonal, that is currently out right now, and a way to track where they are, where they're going to be, what service you need for it, or what website you got to go to if you want to watch it, that kind of thing. We're talking about AniChart. You may be familiar with AniChart if you watched any of my seasonal wrap-up videos, because that is the service I use because it is just really straightforward. This is the upcoming summer season, 2023 is listed here. I am currently sorting by next airing episode, so we know that at time recording of this video, the first show of the new season starts 7 days, 18 hours, so 8 days. It'll be less for you when you're watching this, of course. And we can go through here and say like, oh, Horimiya, and it'll tell you, okay, we know that Horimiya is going to be on Crunchyroll because it was on Funimation before. They're the same place. We know that. We don't know where this show is Sunshine in the Mirror is going to be. We have no idea. We can't even guess from previous. We don't know. It doesn't say that. It's going to link to its official website and its Twitter account. But this is great to just be like, oh, okay, and you can see the genre and all that. AniChart is fantastic for that. It's affiliated with AniList. It's the same thing. So you can click on one of these. If I clicked on here, it would open up a new tab. We're just going to jump to that tab. Again, we're going to use the very first thing here, Sunshine in the Mirror, because if I was like, I want to watch the new show, the first new show of the new season. I don't even care what it is. I just want to watch it. Well, you click on that, and it's going to open up to something like this here. So we got Sunshine in the Mirror, and we're like, okay, that's interesting. We'll be able to take a look at this. We're going to find out some information about this. This is a sequel to Love Live Sunshine. So we could even click that to see where that was, and that might tell you where this is going to be. We could also scroll down here. It says external links, external and streaming links. That's very helpful. They're usually really up to date, especially about upcoming shows. They're going to be very up to date about like, where is it going to be? What service do I need to watch this? They're going to have the trailer involved, or put there, more description on it. You can then see it's like, okay, yeah, it's based on a manga, or there's manga that's coming out that is not, it's not based on that manga. The manga is based on that, or it's supplemental. So that's cool. You can go take a look at that. That's helpful. If we want to look at like an older show, we're going to use the example of Bocchi the Rock. We're going to take a look at, here's the page for Bocchi the Rock on AniList, which we could also find through AniChart, as I said. And you're going to get information about like, oh, there's a movie coming out, not released yet. Apparently a character in Bocchi the Rock is also in Slow Loop, which is a thing I didn't know until I'm looking at this right now. That's fucking cool. I could probably try to find out more about that later. That makes sense. In that they're, yeah, I think they're the same manga, so sure. and we got the trailer, and then we can scroll down here with a bunch of information because it's already come out, so there's gonna be more information there. That okay, Crunchyroll, Netflix. Now that this point I want to make here, that's not U.S. Netflix. There is a Netflix. There is a deal for parts of the world where you can watch it on there. So don't always be like, oh yeah, all right, this one service, that's how I'm going to watch it. You want to use the ones that like probably are for your region, more likely. So Crunchyroll, that's where we're going to be. Also, it would say Hulu. It would say Funimation if it's an older series. And it would also, so it might say Verve, and it would say High Dive, right? So that's going to be very helpful there. And you can click on the Crunchyroll, and it's actually going to go to that series page. It's very helpful. Again, they're not always 100% accurate when shows like lose their license or anything like that, but they're very good about upcoming and finding that information because some services don't really tell you where it's going to be up until it suddenly airs. So you kind of have to do some shenanigans. Just to go back to any chart, you can also go like, here's the spring season. That's what's happening here. And you can sort by title. Galaxy Next Door, that's on Crunchyroll, but that was available in another region all at once. So, or no, episode 12 is airing in 6 days. Forget what I said there. Sometimes shows are like in Amazon Japan, come out all at once, and they come out weekly in other markets. But yeah, let's say like, okay, these series are ending, and it tells you where they are. Like not every series gets shows up anywhere. So nobody picked up this orchestra anime. You would have to use other means to find it if someone is trying to put it out there with other means. But like, yeah, you want to watch the second season of Birdie Wing, you can just click on that and go to the Crunchyroll page for Birdie Wing if you want to do that. So that's great for upcoming stuff. Again, okay, also, I just want to show this right now. Fall 2023. What do you want to know about the next one? What's been announced? Not a lot, but it's here. It's like, okay, well, we can make an assumption that the second core of Dead Mount Death Play will also be on Crunchyroll because the first one was. But it hasn't been officially announced, so they don't include that. But yeah, there's some anime coming out, and we can see, like, we can also assume Dr. Stone, New World Part 2, also going to be on Crunchyroll. You can make some assumptions and then other stuff. It's good to just kind of get an idea of like, okay, what's coming out later this year? Oh, I'm in love with the Villainous. I didn't realize that was coming out. Oh, Crunchyroll did announce that. I forgot about it. That's good. I don't love that manga, but I love the premise, so I'll definitely watch it, like the first episode at least. But you can kind of get a sense of like what's coming up later in the year. This is another. That's Alan the Demon Lord. This manga's cute. Probably watch that anime. And you can take a look at there. Now, we are going to jump from AniChart, which is how to find current anime or upcoming anime, to what if you want to stream older anime? What if you just want to like watch it and you don't know how to find that stuff? And because .moe doesn't update much anymore, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to hop on over to Real Good. That's ReelGood.com. Again, link in the show description. And I think you're going to find what you need in most cases. This really calls a bunch of content, a bunch of sites, and really catalogs them and then puts the links in there. They do the work, they do the scraping for things. Obviously, this is good for not just anime, but all kinds of shows. So let's say you want to watch Cowboy Bebop. You want to watch Cowboy Bebop. We put Cowboy Bebop 1998 pops in. We're going to click on that. Boom. You're going to get some information about the show and all that. How to rent or buy it. And then you come down here, best rent, buy, free United States, which is important for us because that's the region I'm in. They have also United Kingdom. If you're in the UK, you can do that. So that's helpful. I don't know how to make that go away. Do I got to do that? Great. I just really confused everything. We're going to keep this in because it's good to be humble. We can watch it on Adult Swim, Crunchyroll Premium, Hulu, DirecTV streaming, Netflix, Tubi with ads and all that. We can do rent, buy. We want to do it there. We can get on Apple TV. That's great. Where we just want to watch it free, Adult Swim, the free ad-supported old school Crunchyroll, and then Tubi. Again, grain of salt on all this, but that's how we find that. That's how you use the service. Again, let's go to Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi the Rock, which we looked up on AnyChart. This one just says Crunchyroll Premium. I don't know what play on TV means, so I don't know. That might be a way that we can integrate here and use your Chromecast and send to that. I'm not really sure what that is. But again, information, it's only on Crunchyroll Premium. That's the way to watch it. And you can click Get Notified if you have an account and you want to know when that changes. It doesn't include that Netflix link because that's not something you can watch in the United States through Netflix. So there you go. Big issue with Real Good. When I talked about all the ways you can watch Cowboy Bebop and all the sites that have it and all that, and I talked about all the sites that are out there on Real Good. A thing that I didn't mention is that High Dive is not on this list. People have requested it. They've asked, hey, can you start pulling from High Dive? That has not happened yet. So this is not comprehensive. Real Good does not solve all of your issues about finding anime. So Retro Crush, also not on here. So not every anime streamer or, service is going to be on here. So it's not going to really solve every problem you have. Because if you are looking up a series, I'm trying to think of a High Dive exclusive that we can include here that would be good for that, or the show that has seasons that are on High Dive. Non-Biori 2013. Okay, so that's going to go here. That's going to go to Crunchyroll Season 1. It's not going to include Season 2 and 3 and the movie, which are all on High Dive, and I know they're on High Dive. So you can watch the first season, Crunchyroll Premium. That's true, but it doesn't include the High Dive links there. So if you were like, I want to watch Non-Biori, and you only used Real Good, you'd be stuck. Now, I happen to know it's on there. So in that instance, it's not perfect for finding old anime because it doesn't include all of the services. It's not that you can't watch Season 2 and 3 of Non-Biori. It's just that it's on a website they don't track, or service they don't track. So that's a bummer. So it's not perfect system. Whereas like I said, because.moe, when that was still in service, worked really well. Unfortunately, that is not updated and not going to do you any good these days. I believe the website is still up. It's just they don't update it anymore. And that's going to do it for this video, where I'm going to do an outro with another screen. So let's jump to that now. All right, and we're going to wrap up the video there on how to find anime in 2023. If you have suggestions, if you've got another service you use, another website you like to use to find older anime, if you have a better idea of how to find upcoming anime and where it's going to be streamed and that information, I would love to hear it. I would love to improve my process. Maybe you know a website that also includes High Dive data. That would be great. But let me know. That would be very helpful. And I appreciate that. And that's going to wrap up today's Pat Bear's Anime Club episode. If you have an idea for a future video you'd like to see me cover, you can always leave a comment down below in the YouTube and let me know what you'd like to see me do in the future. That would be rad. Also, I want to plug, while you're here still, hello, Pat Bear's Anime Club episode 100, the spring wrap-up / summer preview, happening June 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/PatBear. Obviously, it will be here on my YouTube channel when in 2 weeks after this video goes live, the 1 year from now, which is episode 99. I'll get into the 100. I'm going to be recording that in front of an audience, which is always fun. And I'm so glad that my 100th, my 100 episode, happens to be my favorite kind of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which is talking about anime of the seasons. And we'll be using AnyChart again, so check that out. Thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you on the next Pat Bear's Anime Club in the future. Episode 100 is coming up. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.